doll. And a lot of other people got brought in, but that was who this whole argument and spiel on Twitter even began with. So we have to get into that, y'all, because there were so many pieces, and I even woke up and it was still going on. So we definitely have to talk about it. We're also going to talk about Vanessa Bryant and the fact that she's fighting her mom currently in a $5 million lawsuit. And we're going to talk about the details of that and the public statements that they have both released since this became public information. Because y'all know as soon as they go and file, I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's TMZ. I don't know if it be the fans. I don't know who it be, but someone is right there at these government filing buildings waiting for a celebrity to file something. Also, the second batch of coronavirus vaccines are officially en route to the U.S., so I'll give y'all details on that as well. But first, we need to acknowledge our celebrity birthdays. It is Samuel L. Jackson's 71st birthday. Isn't that beautiful, guys? Like, Samuel L. Jackson. And first of all, he doesn't look a day over 60, so that's amazing. Also, Ray Romano. He's 62 today. You remember him from Everybody Loves Raymond or I Love Raymond. It was one of those. I was young, okay? I'm definitely like a 98 baby. Anyways, happy birthday to both of those guys. Both, I feel like, legends, you know, as far as movies and TV and whatnot. So yeah, happy birthday, guys. Let's get into the topics now. Now, first, we have a more somber topic that I just stumbled upon yesterday. It was Michelle Williams announcing the passing of her father. She said that he passed away over the weekend, but that he was not in any pain, he wasn't in any discomfort, he was very peaceful and, you know, I would think surrounded by his loved ones, you know, just by the way that she worded it, just going off context clues there. But it seems like, you know, we've been dealing with a lot of these in 2020. Like, I keep saying this to you guys, I feel like I always have to kind of open the show and, you know, acknowledge something like this, something like a death or just something, you know, not so happy to talk about. And it happens, but we just want to send out our love and condolences and prayers to Michelle Williams, her family, her friends, you know, family and friends of her father, because it's always a sad thing. And hopefully we can just end 2020 and get through it and then push through the next year and everything's going to be better, y'all. I have a really good feeling about it. So shout out to Michelle Williams and her family, sending them light and love. Now let's get into this City Girls versus Asian Doll tea. Y'all, so all of this started over a song. You know, Megan Thee Stallion's album, Good News, just dropped. She had a song on there that featured the City Girls. It was called Do It on the Tip. Okay. So the song came out. That's the name of the song, y'all. The song came out, and, you know, whatever. The album came out. It was great. People love the song. People love the album. It was great. Over the weekend, Asian Doll took to her live, where she's often on live with her fans, just conversing with them, talking with them, you know, showing them music, whatever. She went on the live over this weekend and decided to show her fans that were on the live with her feature on the Do It on the Tip song, and said that apparently Megan also sent her the song, but they ended up going with the City Girls, which that happens in the industry sometimes. Sometimes different artists sound better on different beats. It's not so much personal. Sometimes somebody might come up with a flow that just sounds more aesthetically pleasing on the beat. It might not have anything to do with bars. So just, you know, a little tidbit. That happens sometimes. Shouldn't be a big deal, right? Asian didn't seem upset about it. She was just showing her fans the verse. She's like, oh, because this was a hard verse. Like, you know, she didn't care. She wasn't making a complaint. It was just more so, you know, I'm showing you the verse. She didn't seem like there was any issue. She was just showing the verse. And so she did. The fans reacted, you know, different opinions. I won't get into it, but you can go out there. It's all over the blogs, y'all. It's everywhere. And so then we saw JT of the City Girls come out, and they started kind of subtweeting each other. And eventually somebody just put an @ on it and was like, why are you mad? And JT was just like, if you knew it was going to cause issues, why would you speak on it? And Asian Doll's whole thing was like, it wasn't supposed to cause an issue. I was just showing the verse because I wanted to show the verse. I thought it was a good verse. I didn't care that you ended up on the song. I just wanted to show the verse. So they go back and forth for a little bit. Asian Doll starts calling Asian Doll's fans start calling for Megan to come out and kind of address the crowd, address her fans, do something to kind of acknowledge, okay, Asian Doll is being attacked on the internet. So Megan doesn't really say anything. which is not surprising because Megan has been under a lot of fire over the last few weeks, really over the last few months. And honestly, it seems like the girl just wants to stay out of the limelight as much as possible. I've seen her pull back on her responses to a lot of stuff, so it wasn't shocking to me that she didn't get involved. But it seemed like Asian kind of took that to heart. She did tweet out that she was really hurt, and she didn't understand why Megan wouldn't defend her when she has come to Megan's defense on more than one occasion, but she said she wasn't going to let anyone bully her nonetheless, and so she continued to go back and forth with JT. Eventually, Young Miami hopped in. Obviously, they are two peas in a pod. They're both in that group together, City Girls, so Young Miami hopped in on her behalf, and then they both started arguing with Asian Doll. Then we saw Asian Doll's sister come in and start sub-posting on, I think, Instagram. And from there, it was just crazy, y'all. They were going back and forth. They were being ghetto all over the internet, honestly. There was subtweets. They would jump back and forth to Instagram, but it was all saying the same thing until eventually I don't know who mentioned it first. It may have been Asian Doll. I'm not sure. Somebody got into fighting. That's when we saw Rolling Ray. You guys know we talked about him. Him and Saucy Santana have been beefing over the last few weeks. I'm not really sure what the cause or stem of the beef is, but they don't like each other. And so do their friends, respectively, respect those boundaries. And so Rolling Ray got involved, and that's when things kind of took a little bit of a turn because he started off saying, Asian, you got JT, I'll get Santana, and we'll call CPS on Carisha. He said something to the effect of that on Twitter. And it was they were serious, but more so playful banter until Rolling Ray said something about Young Miami's deceased baby father who passed away just a few weeks ago here and has now left her with their remaining son that she's raising. And so a lot of people felt like he took it a little bit too far. Young Miami did respond. That's what I woke up to this morning. She responded this morning, and she pretty much said that he has to pay for that. He's gonna have to speak to that. And so did Santana say that. And so now it's crossing over into that place where it's not social media drama anymore. It's seemingly starting to get a little bit more serious. People were talking about things being physical, pulling up, meeting up, and I just find it interesting because we talked about this in the media a lot over the last, I want to say, month or so, specifically, honed in on King Von and the fact that a lot of times in these celebrity deaths, there will be beefs on the internet prior that the fans, the blogs, the media as a whole will amp up and we'll talk about it and we cover it and we kind of agitate the situation. And then when someone actually gets hurt, then everyone is all, RIP, woe was me, or that was too far, or whatever the case may be. But we have to remember that these are real people, guys. These are real people, and that you're writing real comments to, that you're really amping up. And I know that it has an effect because I see JT last night was responding a lot to fans. A lot of her tweets yesterday were in response to the fans and things that the fans were saying. And I know you guys may not think that that should play a part, but it definitely amps people up and makes them feel like, oh, I gotta respond because the fans are saying this and the blogs are saying this and I don't want to look any kind of way. So let me, And then from there, I feel like it hits a place where things can just go really, really negatively, and we don't want that. We don't want that. And so I just wanted to speak on that situation. Even at another point, Megan came out and then eventually even said, there's no point in defending myself against a bunch of people that aren't going to want to hear my side anyway, and there's just no point. And in a sense, I understand that and I get that because honestly, it's true. It's really true, And so if we look at past situations with Megan, we look at the times that she's come to the internet to speak on the Tory situation, to speak on the Kelsey situation, just to speak on different things that she has come under fire for in the media. From what I'm seeing, the public isn't usually on her side. So I understand why she wouldn't want to speak out, but I also understand the people who say, Megan, you keep falling out with friends. It's starting to look like the problem is you. There's two sides to every situation. So there's some people saying that. There's a lot of people saying, every time she speaks, you guys don't want to hear what she has to say anyway. So what would be the point of her coming out and trying to defend herself or Asian Doll when she might just come under fire for it somehow anyway? So I understand both logics. I really do. It makes sense on both ends. So we're just going to have to see what happens with that. Like I said, it's still developing. They're still tweeting back and forth. It's still heating up. So we'll probably report back with more of that for you guys tomorrow. So in the meantime, let's move right along to this Cupcake diss. Now, if you guys know, we talked about Cupcake the rapper here last week or the week before with Julissa, and I love her. I think she's a great lyricist. And she dropped a diss track. So she did a remix of 50 Cent's famous How to Rob. If you guys know, Nicki Minaj did a remix to Biggie's Barbie Dreams earlier this year. And it caused kind of the same uprising, except no one was bold enough to actually respond. And I think everyone took it as the joke that it was supposed to be. In this situation, Cupcake released her diss, and she talked about everything. She talked about Megan getting shot. She talked about Cardi B. She talked about City Girls. She talked about Sukihana. She talked about everyone. Every celebrity you can think of, Cupcake name dropped in this song pretty much. And so Sukihana took it upon herself to actually respond to the diss with her own diss track. She actually responded with 2, and then Cupcake responded with 1 more diss track. And again, a few boundaries were crossed, but I think it was left at just respect hip hop. I think it was left in a hip hop space where it was fine. They went back and forth. I know that Sukihana said some things about Cupcake's mother and being deceased and posted a video dancing in front of a grave, but Cupcake came out and said, my mother's the one that mixed the songs. My mother is very much alive and healthy and fine, so don't believe everything you see on the internet, basically. And so, to me, that meant no harm, no foul. So I appreciated it. I mean, it brought us back to real rap. The girls came out. They were rapping. She definitely put Suki in her bag because Suki was spitting. Suki was, she made a story. You could tell she was dissing somebody. It was very well put together in both cases. And so a lot of people obviously said that Cupcake won because lyrically that she won the battle. But honestly, I respect both. I think Suki had a really good performance as well. I liked both of her diss tracks. They were both really lyrical. And it just, like I said, it brings us back to a place of real rap. Rap is supposed to be a little bit competitive, but friendly competition, guys. Friendly. There's truly room for everyone. Friendly competition like that. Rap it out and then move on. You're rappers. I never understand why rappers are on the internet going back and forth anyway. You're rappers. Like, if I was a rapper, anytime I got into an argument with anybody, I would just drop a diss track. Like, I rap. That's what I do. I am a rapper. I'm going to diss you in my music. I wouldn't be on Twitter back and forth with anybody. I wouldn't be on Instagram back and forth with anybody. Like, I am a rapper. Like, I make music. I'm going to monetize this. Like, but, to each his own. And I understand that people take things personally. So, we think about that. In other news, Ariana Grande announced her engagement. Can we get a hand clap for that, Johnny? I just wanted to quickly graze on that. She announced her engagement, and we are super excited. And I saw her ring, and it was like a heart, and it was really pretty. And I didn't know Ariana Grande had that many hand tattoos, but she does apparently. It was great. I'm here for it. I love her. So on that note, we're going to take a really quick break, y'all. Really quick commercial break, and then we're going to come right back, and I'm going to talk to y'all about Yaya Mayweather. We're going to talk about Money Ya when we get back, y'all. So right now, you're tuned in to ATL's Next 100 with your girl, Just Jada. This is NXNow, and I'll be right back.
Yo, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, Happy Kwanzaa, all that from your boy Kanye West.
Happy holidays from all the crew here at IBNX Radio.
This is Rihanna, wishing you a happy holiday.
Happy holidays from all the crew here at IBNX Radio.
All right, y'all, and we are back. We hope y'all enjoyed our little commercial. I thought that was so cute. I didn't realize it was a commercial at first. I was like, Johnny, why are you playing a song? But we are back, and let's talk about Yaya Mayweather. So she launched a YouTube channel, y'all, and she wants to tell her side of the story. She has come under a lot of fire. People have called her crazy for, a plethora of things. They've tried to say the girl is stupid. There's been a lot of speculation just around her name. She came under fire for talking about Birkins. People speculated about whether her dad is giving her any money anymore after her baby shower. And she's just been in the media a lot with people having a lot of speculations and assumptions about her life. And so she launched a YouTube channel, which I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with that. Can we get a hand clap for that? I think more celebrities need to start responding to controversy with monetization. That's just that's how I feel. I've seen the YouTube community do it for years and become literal millionaires off of it. At this point, we are in a time and space where there is not much you can do in a public setting without coming under fire, without having to deal with some type of hate. So if I was you guys, if I was a celebrity, I would just do that. I would just monetize the hate. Oh, they have a problem with who I'm dating? Let's launch a YouTube channel together so they can get an inside peek into our relationship. Either they'll hate us more and we'll get more publicity, or they'll love us and then we'll get more publicity for changing their mind. It's a win-win for me. I feel like unless you're doing something that's negatively affecting the next person, you're being racially insensitive, you're being sexually insensitive, you're being aggressive, or you're doing something that can negatively affect another person, then you don't want to monetize that type of negative publicity, because that leaves a bad taste in people's mouth. But if you're just being judged for being who you are, for just doing as humans do, monetize it. I wouldn't be arguing on the internet. I would be paying for a celebrity boxing match or something. Monetize it, just a word from Jag, guys. So yeah, we'll see what Yaya has to say. We'll see what she's gonna say. I'm interested to know about this NBA YoungBoy T. What is it about him? Please give us a secret. What is the special ingredient for the spell that he's casting on all of you? I genuinely want to know that. I want to know, is there something going on behind the scenes we're not understanding? Oh, everything he does is just for publicity. His label sets him up with these girls, maybe. Something that helps me to connect the dots of how this keeps happening to so many girls. He had like 2 other girls pregnant while she was like, another girl just gave birth. They were like, they're project twins. I just want to know. So I'm very interested to watch and to see what she has to say, because I want to know. I'm nosy. This is why you monetize things, because guess who's going to tune in and probably subscribe? Me. I want to know. I'm nosy. I'm a radio personality. It's what I do. So fans and fellow celebs have been calling out Famous Dex to seek help for his drug addiction. So we've seen this going downhill for years and years and years and years. And I know because I used to be a really huge Famous Dex fan. My name on Twitter was Famous Jad. I was really invested. Yep, fun facts about me. I was really invested in Famous Dex. And so when I was invested in him, drugs were the cool thing to do. So everybody was high. So it wasn't alarming. But the more and more people you see come off it, you see the people that are still on drugs are getting in really heavy. His physical appearance has changed to the part where he looks sickly. He doesn't look like someone that's in his 20s. He slurs his words. He slurs his speech. He kind of drifts off or falls to sleep a lot of the times when we see him on his lives, or fans catch videos of him out public, or, whatever. And so people have been calling for help. We've had NLE Choppa come out. We had another rapper come out yesterday. More and more people are coming out, and they're also calling out the people around him and his label, because they're like, why are you guys just continuing and let him make music? Like, they're just kind of continuing to let him just live this rock style lifestyle. No one has really stepped in to help him and say, hey, this is going far, or you don't look okay, or, whatever the case is going to be. And so I think it's really important to bring this type of thing up, because we need awareness. We need awareness for drug addiction. We need awareness for prescription pain pills, specifically consumption, because we don't know how he originally started taking, Percocets or Xanax. And a lot of times people assume that type of thing is a street drug and it's a habit. But no, these are things that are approved by our FDC. These are things that we can go and get prescribed. I got my wisdom tooth pulled out and a doctor prescribed me Percocets and then left me a refill just in case I wanted more. I could have very well gotten addicted to Percocets off of that. Like, I didn't need that many Percocets for a wisdom tooth. I could withstand a little bit of pain. So you just never know. A lot of times it starts out like something like that, and then it kind of trickles into, they get it in other ways, and it progresses. And it's really sad to see, because Famous Dex was actually really talented. He has a really unique sound. And he has the ability to jump over into, I know you guys remember his song Japan. He has the ability to be one of those rappers that jumps over into pop. He, to me, without the drugs, is one of those rappers that has the ability to have longevity, because he makes good, like, pop dance music that people can dance to. And it doesn't matter how old, how young, people always want to dance. And like I said, his music appeals to more than just the American ear. I know he has a lot of fans overseas as well. So it's just a really sad thing to see. And I genuinely hope that he gets the help that he needs, because he could have a really amazing career to continue on. He could really rise above and be one of those underdog artists that surprise us. I really believe that. I believe his creativity, his sound, all of that is unique enough to be one of those people that is able to create his own lane and set himself apart. If he could just get away from the drugs and just take a second and just recollect. Shout out to Famous Deck. We're going to send him love and light and prayers and everything but judgment, because these things happen. Drug addiction he's not the only person in the US. He's not the only person in the world. And so definitely there's no judgment there at all, but we just want him to get help and, the people around him to feel encouraged to step up and say something and do something. So I definitely wanted to make sure that, here on this platform, we keep that type of thing in the forefront. And we'll leave that there. Moving right along to Vanessa Bryant. She is fighting her mom in a $5 million lawsuit for unpaid wages, guys. Yeah. So after the death, which feels so weird to even say that, after the death of Kobe Bryant and Gigi Bryant earlier this year, Vanessa Bryant obviously, assumingly, was going to be left with everything that Kobe had. And over the years, Vanessa and Kobe have taken care of Vanessa's mother by putting her up in a house after her divorce to no, according to Vanessa, to no charge of her. And they kind of just took care of her financially. They gave her monthly lump sums or money that she could use to spend. And then she also received alimony from her ex-husband, who she divorced in 2014. So this is all according to Vanessa Bryant. But for some reason, her mom feels like she has $5 million in unpaid wages. Vanessa said that her mom is suing her and charging her $92 an hour for babysitting the children over the last few years. If I knew babysitters made that much, I would not have gotten a degree. I would not. I would have crept around celebrity hotspots and tried to run into somebody's mother and get a job babysitting. That's what I would have done. And I probably would have accomplished it, because that's not as hard as that sounds. So please let me know, someone, babysitters in the world, wherever you are, care.com recipients, whoever you are, please reach out to me at the NXNow Media or my page at Jada Reed and let me know what your salary is like. Because what babysitter, where in the world are babysitters making $5 million? I need to know that. So they went back and forth. Her mom came out and said, this is not what I wanted to happen. I just wanted what's owed to me. I don't want to do this to my family in the media. But she also sat down and did a interview prior to that with a Spanish interviewer in somewhere, I'm assuming, in Latin America. And it seems like you want to do this in public. And it's really sad because Vanessa just buried her husband. And it just makes me question the integrity of her mother to do something like this so publicly, mind you, at a time like this, where her daughter is mourning the loss of not only her husband, but her child, her daughter. People forget Gigi passed away as well. That's a lot for any human. So to have her back and forth in court over money, it just shows you that money truly is the root of all evil, because that is just no way for a mother-daughter duo to behave. I've never seen anything like it, and I would never co-sign that. So, again, we don't have all the facts, and this is all allegedly because the case is still not settled. But just by the looks of it, I don't care. Even if she did owe her all that money, if that was my mom, I would still not take my mother to court. It would just be a family dispute, and we would just figure it out, because honestly, Vanessa could give her the $5 million and still be filthy rich. So it's not even something that's detrimental to me. And so I feel like it could have been, even if that was the case, I don't believe it's the case, but even if it was the case and her mother really is owed, it could have been something that was handled in-house. And I wish it was something that was handled in-house, and that I couldn't talk about it here on the show because I didn't know about it because they kept it in-house. I hate that we even have to discuss her. I hate that Vanessa Bryant is even on the blogs, in the media right now. She's mourning the death of her husband and her child. I don't even want to discuss her. So it's really sad that her own mother is the reason that she is back in the limelight, and that we have to discuss it, and that she has to come out and make public statements to clarify to people, no, I'm not, doing these bad, horrible things to my own mother. So shout out to the whole Bryant family. Shout out to Vanessa. Shout out to the remaining children. Even shout out to her mother. Sending prayers to all of them. And hopefully this suit just gets dropped at some point and they decide to handle it in-house, because it's really distasteful, and I honestly feel really bad for Vanessa Bryant and her family and her children having to deal with this publicly while trying to mourn your daughter and your husband. Like, I've never It's honestly, it's crazy. I've never seen anything like it. But again, money is the root of all evil. So in other news, in lighter news, Miss Mulatto is changing her name due to the ongoing backlash she faces. So she's been kind of talking about this over the last few weeks. She hasn't really told us what exactly she wants to change her name to, but we know that she wants to change it because the word mulatto has a lot of connotation to it that isn't so good all the time. So recently we've had a lot of people call her racist. They'll call her colorist. But the reality is that mulatto is actually what that racial term means. So mulatto's mother is white and her father is black. She grew up mixed, and if you can look at her, you could tell she definitely probably had parts of her childhood where she could be white passing. If she dressed a certain way, if she did her makeup a certain way, her hair is already bright blonde, she could be considered white passing. And so growing up in Atlanta, I know that was a hard thing. And she talked about being teased a lot for it, and essentially how she turned her name into giving its own power. The same story black people have with the N-word, essentially. It's really the same story. But for some reason, people just cannot wrap their heads around this one with her. They have not been able to empathize. And so she is tired of the constant backlash and people calling her colorist and things. And so she's decided that she's going to change her name. She said that a name change is in the works. They're working on it. They're trying to put something together as far as coming up with the name, how they're going to reveal it, how they're going to implement it. Because, once you come out as an artist, it's kind of hard to change your name. We remember Lil Bow Wow. Even some people still call him Lil Bow Wow, but he's been trying to get us to call him Shad Moss for years. Sorry, Bow. But yeah, it's hard. It's really hard unless you're Diddy, in which case I don't know what he does. He just I don't know. It works for him because he was Puffy. We called him Puffy. When he was Sean Combs, we called him Sean Combs. Now he's Diddy, we call him Diddy. So unless you're Diddy, you can't just go around changing names in the industry, apparently. You need to stick with whatever you come in with. So I know it's a tough thing. So we'll see what happens. I'm interested to know what she would even change it to. I hope she doesn't change it to I think her name is Melissa. Her real name. Or Alyssa, I think her real name is. Yeah, Mulatto's real name is really cute and girly and regular.
Hey, it's Johnny here on the microphone today.
Hey, Johnny Weirdo. Yeah.
I just looked up a picture of Mulatto just to back up what you just said. Yeah, she do look a little fair skinned.
Yeah.
I mean, what you gonna change your name to? Big Lotto? Because that's easy.
Oh.
Because it's lottery ticket. Money. Big money.
Okay. There you go, Lotto. You heard it here first, even if you probably were already going to do it, because she already calls herself Big Lotto. But I just thought maybe she wouldn't do that, because then people would say no, because that's still shortening mulatto, because people are so sensitive nowadays. So I feel like they would do that. So I hope that's not what they do, but you can just say that Lotto, Big Lotto, big money. You heard it here first. You're welcome. If you want to drop 10%, we won't deny it.
I'll take a 15. I'm a little greedy.
Oh.
It's the season of giving. Yeah.
It's the season of giving, Big Lotto. You got to... Come on, moving right along, y'all. We have great news. Rowdy Rebel is released from prison over the weekend, y'all. Which is oh yes, let the crowds roar. It's to me, it's a good omen. Before Groundhog Day, if the hog pop up, or I don't know what it means. If the groundhog, y'all know. I don't gotta explain it. I don't know. But yeah, it feels like a good omen going into 2021 because we know for a fact Bobby Shmurda is getting out in December of 2021. So Bobby Shmurda is next. But just to have Rowdy Rebel out, both of them went in and the streets loved them so much because they held it down, and the industry missed them. Music missed them. We need that old New York sound floating in the abyss. We need it. So it was amazing. And then Young Thug, we love Thug. I can't wait for Thug to get old. I know he's still young and he's in his prime, but I can't wait till Thug's Snoop's age.
Uncle Thug.
Uncle Thug.
Uncle Thug.
I can't wait for Uncle Thug because he's already such a... You just want to call him Uncle Thug already. Yeah. He always giving out chains. He's showing love. Jacquez just did an interview. He's like, yeah, Thug put 5 bands in my pocket because I ain't had no money so I can go shopping with my girl so I don't look like... He just be looking out. Thug is actually such a kind heart. When you hear stories about him in the media, it's always about him giving or helping somebody out in a way that we never knew he did. So it was cool because, you know, being in prison for all them years, you come out, your partner in crime is still in there. You know, Roddy is probably a little bit worried in his subconscious, like, what now? But it seems like the music industry is really embracing him, following suit of Young Thug, Lord. All these little youngs, Jesus. Baby, man, so much. But yeah, Young Thug, he kind of set the tone, I feel like. He iced him out. You know what I'm saying? It was real icy. It was two-tone. One of them was a two-tone. It was, yeah. Thug got saucy on him. He got saucy on it. So, but it's Thug. What do we expect? So, yeah, shout out to Roddy Rebel. I can't wait to see what he releases and what he has going on. I'm really excited about it. Yeah, y'all. So also over the weekend, E40 and Too Short had their versus battle. And I cannot lie, I did not watch the full battle through, but I did see a lot of snippets, and I think the biggest takeaway, first of all, the whole West Coast won, because it was a vibe, it was a vibe. You could tell they was having a blast. And it was a $500,000 budget to even shoot that versus battle. When you bring legends out, let me tell you something, when you bring legends out, you're going to bring a check out too. So I'm not surprised, because this is Too Short and E40. These are not, you know what I'm saying? These are legends that songs can still get the clubs crazy. So, yeah, I mean, you got to foot that bill. Shout out to E40. Shout out to Too Short. Specifically, shout out to E40 because he was having the moves during this whole thing, y'all. He was dancing and he was doing his uncle dance. Like, you just know E40 can do something on the grill. I could tell by his footwork that he's real good at grilling. I need to go to an E40 cookout. E40, invite me to the cookout. But yeah, it was a very interesting versus battle. It was hilarious. It was all love. I know the West Coast was excited. Saweetie like dressed all the way up in her like throwback clothes, and it was fun. I liked it. I was here for it. So shout out to E40 and Too Short for that, because the streets needed that. We needed some positivity. And last but not least, K Michelle and Mano have been beefing. So Mano recently went on some interview, and he wasn't asked directly, but he spoke about K Michelle and getting into sexual contact with her, and that there was a bad odor coming from her. And he went on an interview to say this, and she is now suing him. When she did an interview, she talked about the fact that he will have a lawsuit coming to him for defamation of character come January of 2021. And all I have to say about that is, can we get a hand clap, Johnny? Good on you, K Michelle. I keep telling women and celebrities and people, we have a legal system, and it doesn't always have to involve the cops, okay? You can civilly sue anybody in this world that you want to sue, that you have good, gainful cause to sue. If a man came and did an interview about me, I would do the same thing. I'm not going back and forth with you on the internet, on the blogs, at the radio stations, on Twitter. You know, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. If you talk about me, you're going to see me in court. It's going to be defamation of character every single time until people don't want to talk no more. Because there's one thing to be a public figure and, you know, have things said about you. You know, if that happens, it's another thing for another public figure to come out, not unprovoked, unasked, and just offer this type of information about this woman. Now, I don't care whether or not it was true. Might have been true, might have not been true. But you, as a grown man, why would you go say that about that girl? That girl didn't do nothing to you. She not bothering you. Sometimes men sorry, y'all. Johnny looking at me. He's like, go ahead with your man bashing. But I noticed that sometimes younger men tend to throw a woman under the bus to look cool to other men in the room. And that is troubling to me, because why is that necessary? It's not necessary in any facet of life to downplay someone else to make yourself feel better. It's just not necessary. And so, yeah, I think good on K Michelle. I would have done the same thing. I'm going to sue you if you want to talk about me publicly, negatively. I'm going to sue you for defamation of character. I'm going to sue you for wrongful light, or whatever it's called, painting me in the wrong light to people. I'm going to sue you for all of that. We're going to be in court. So he said it. I mean, we got it. We saw it. It was an interview. It was recorded. It's on the internet. So he definitely said it. And so we will see what happens in this court case. I will keep you guys updated. Right now, we are going to take a quick break. And then we are going to come right back, and it's not going to take too long. We're just going to take a really quick one, and then we're going to come back and get into our hit segment. So y'all keep it locked right here on ATL's Next 100. Tuned in, listening to Next Now with your girl, Just Jada. We're going to be right back.
Atlanta's home for hip hop and R&B. ATL's Next 100.
Let's go, ho, ho.
Yo, what up? It's the big boss, Rick Ross, and I want to wish you and your family a safe and happy holiday. You feel me?
Happy holidays from all your friends here at IBNX Radio.
What's poppin', family? It's your homegirl, Taryn Simone.
Latoria G.
And Miss Caprice.
We're here to tell you about our hot new show, Next Now, Weekend Edition.
With segments like Giving You the Business and Whoop Child. Tune in every Saturday and Sundays, 10 to 12 on Atlanta's Next 100.
Right here on IBNX Radio Network.
Our community, our station.
All right, y'all, and we are back just that fast, like I told y'all. So now we're going to get into our hits segment. Hit stands for Here in These Streets, and we're talking about all the latest and greatest music. So Young Thug, Gunna, and Yak Gotti dropped their Take It to Trial video, which I watched, and as always, Thug is in his trench coat, walking and dripping and walking how he does. And, you know, Gunna's where he's at, somewhere, vibing on the beat, you know, and Yak Gotti doing his thing. It's an amazing lineup. It was an amazing pairing for me. To me, anybody with Young Thug is an amazing pairing. I still want him and Rich Homie to solve their problem so they can have another dynamic duo moment in time. I don't know that it will happen, but I'm going to keep randomly mentioning it into the universe, and maybe Young Thug will hear it. Rich the Kid dropped his song Right, and so that was cool. And Pop Hunter and Lil Uzi got on the Adderall song, and they did a remix. I know that song, Corvette, hopping them up. Y'all know, I wish I knew the dance. I'm gonna start getting on TikTok. Watch, y'all gonna see me. I be on there, but I just be watching. I'm making on TikToks. Tyler Yafu, Gunna, and Wiz Khalifa dropped a new song called All the Smoke. Can we get a hand clap just because Wiz Khalifa is dropping music? I'm just happy that he does that. I just imagine Wiz Khalifa wakes up, smokes a blunt, has a big bowl of cereal. His A&R calls him and says, Wiz, we need the album. He hangs up, rolls another blunt. Like, I just imagine him just not really being too invested. So I'm glad to see that he is still, you know, giving people features nowadays. And
his feature game go hard. He's on a lot of features nowadays.
That's what I'm saying. I'm glad to see his feature game is still going strong because I imagine Wiz Khalifa just not too concerned about the music industry at all. So shout out to him. Lil Uzi announced that he's going to do a SoundCloud tape, which I'm excited about. Yeah, because first of all, SoundCloud Uzi was the best Uzi, I think. And so we're going to see what that's talking about. In the meantime, y'all, we are about to move into, what do you call that? The first quarter of the year, where a lot of artists are about to drop. We know that Drake will be dropping next month. Certified Lover Boy, it's going to be out. And we're excited. Like, we're kind of like antsy. So I tried to get the Certified Lover Boy clothing line. It sold out with Nike. He did a collab with Nike, and it was really cute. A lot of like fire items, like amazing, especially for winter. He had bubble coats. It was great. But crew necks, yeah, it was amazing. But it sold out so quick. So hopefully the album comes out and sells at that same rate. What number album would this be for Drake? Do you know?
18, almost 1,000, almost.
Oh, chill out.
He got all them out.
He has a lot of albums
like
out.
6. I think honestly his 8th one though.
I'm thinking about what was Drake's 4th album, because you know celebrities have that 4th album curse situation.
Yes, they do.
I think Drake skipped that.
What's the Scorpion?
If it was Scorpion, he may not have skipped it.
He may have not skipped it.
I didn't listen to Scorpion. We'll have to double check on it. You know, I wanted to start doing analysis on different celebrities, because I feel like I look so intricately at the details of celebrities nowadays that I'm like, I kind of want to do a little bit of analysis on you guys. So maybe that's something I do. Maybe I'll do a Drake analysis, or maybe I'll do a fourth album analysis on celebrities that actually got hit by the curse. Nicki got hit by the curse. And celebrities that slipped away from it, like Beyonce somehow just like slithered under it. Some people get away from it, some people get caught. But either way, y'all, we're gonna take a really quick break, and I'm gonna let y'all hear Pop Hunter featuring Lil Uzi on this Adderall remix. And we're gonna come right back, y'all. We're gonna let y'all hear this, and it's really fire. I feel like Uzi was always supposed to be on this beat. When he started rapping, I was like, he should have always been here. But nonetheless, I'll let y'all get into it. Remember, y'all are tuned into ATL's Next 100, listening to NXNow with your girl, Just Jada. And we're gonna be right back.
Corvette, hop in a muff, jet like jet. Him in that, him in that like that. They were like, Pop, why you all like that? Why you talk like that? Why you all like that? It's like Uzi Vert. I'm off an Eddie, I'm up. I don't got no time to relax. I turn a 2 to a 4, then I turn a 5 to a stack. I was just down in the bottom, talking them back in the back. I got this out the mud, but they don't want to talk about that. Keep it a stack. Know that we Xing you out if you be moving too fast, and that's a fact. Keep talking about looking for me, but the cap and they know where I'm at. If I ain't on Norris, then I'm on the V. 11 2 words to be exact. If I ain't on Norris, then I'm on the V. 11 2 words to be exact. It's like Uzi Vert. Maybach. Time in the cut and my whip all black. Guess I blend right in, cause my paint on Mac. And the shorty on my top, but she need a backpack. I remember she ain't even want me way back. Stay with 100x stuff. Probably why I walk like that, why I talk like that. I'm off a perky, I'm up. No, it's no time to relax. Want me to hit from the front, but I want hit from the back. I'm a young, I'm up. No, it's no hiding that. They talking too much, y'all kinda rats. Okay, I'm rolling this backwood up. Y'all smoking all kind of rats. What the f is that? I didn't put in your and ask with a code. Okay, pattern put over to me. Corvette. Hopped at the mouth, jet like that. I was too high and I had jet lag. And they say, Uzi, why you talk like that? Why you walk like that? Why you talk like that? Wait, did I swag is too easy? I say she too needy. I say she too greedy. She say she always wanna believe me, but every day she accuse me of the cheating. Damn. Me and Pop got a show, so I'm leaving. Bye. I'm off an Eddie, I'm up. I don't got no time to relax. I turn a 2 to a 4, then I turn a 5 to a stack. I was just down in the bottom, talking them back in the back. I got this out the mud, but they don't want to talk about that. I'm off an Eddie, I'm up. I don't got no time to relax. I turn a 2 to a 4, then I turn a 5 to a stack. I was just down in the bottom, talking them back in the back. I got this out the mud, but they don't want to talk about that. All the odds for real, yeah, I'm dissing you. I drop a bag on your head just to get rid of you. I ain't dug no action, you gon' get rid of who? Me and Tay slide on and we got missiles too. I'm off an Eddie, I'm up. I don't got no time to relax. I turn a 2 to a 4, and I turn a 5 to a stack. I was just down in the bottom, talking them back in the back. I got this out the mud, but they don't want to talk about that. I'm off an Eddie, I'm up. I don't got no time to relax. I turn a 2 to a 4, and I turn a 5 to a stack. I was just down in the bottom, talking them back in the back. I got this out the mud, but they don't want to talk about that.
All right, guys, and we are back. So as you guys know, it is Monday, December 21st. Today our show is actually going to be an hour only, so we're actually looking to wrap up here really quick. But I just wanted to come back with some words of affirmation / Black excellence, because you know I love to end off the show on a great, good, amazing note. So on that note, Black people, y'all know what today is. It's a very special day. A lot of you have been getting your superpowers. I love to see it. We love to see it. I don't know. Did you guys pick? Did they get options? Or I feel like some of us were just given superpowers.
I don't think we got options. I would like to know if we got options, because if we got options, if we talk.
I think we're just getting whatever our ancestors had. I don't think we get to pick and choose. So be careful, Black people, using your powers. Don't go zapping no buildings. Don't be zapping each other. Don't
burn the house down.
Play with your powers good and be respectful and don't do anything bad. So that's that for our Black excellence. Welcome, December 21. Age of Aquarius, we're here. So also, guys, for words of affirmation today. So I guess some good words of affirmation to end off on will be to just always have faith. Always have faith. Sometimes things don't look the best. Sometimes things are not looking like they're going to play out in your favor, or they're not going to go your way, or sometimes a lot of things just go bad at one time. And it's important that you just maintain level, keep a level head, and just have faith And remember that everything's going to be okay. Things are always going to play out in your best benefit. Now, does that mean sometimes bad things will happen? Yes. But from bad things, we have good lessons and great knowledge. And so just remember that no matter what's going on, what's happening, have faith. Have faith in your situation. Have faith in the universe. Have faith in your surroundings, that everything that's happening is for the greatest good and that you will come out on top. And as long as you have that mentality, things will be okay. And I think that's a really good place to end off the show. So thank you guys for tuning in with me today. I know it's only been an hour today, but I didn't want to talk you guys' ears off. So I decided to keep it short. But thank you guys for tuning in with me today. It has been so fun, and I'll be right back tomorrow with more celebrity gossip, some more words of affirmation, some Black excellence, and I'll have a government segment for you guys tomorrow because I'm sure Trump will do something funny again. In the meantime, you've been listening to ATL's Next 100 with your girl, Just Jada. Y'all are tuned into NXNow, and we're going to be back tomorrow. Bye.